the paint is dry. And when I was painting this in yesterday's episode, you'll remember that I just went up sort of at an angle and I just painted this one corner. What I'm realizing now is I should have painted the entire thing, because I can sort of see where the brush painting and the spray painting, there's a bit of a defining line there. It's not real noticeable. I can sort of see it. I don't think we're going to be able to see it through the hole here. And I also glued this one in place here. I didn't show that being done yesterday, but it's done. And I think I got them pretty straight. They look parallel to me anyway. Now, I think we can probably safely put this together here for the last time. And I don't know if these need to be glued, or if the fit is going to be so tight. Let's see here what happens. I remember yesterday I had it sort of snapped together, and I had trouble getting it apart. It was a pretty tight fit. Now this is why I didn't want to have the ladder and the periscope mounted in place there, because now I can hold on to it here. There we go. Now that's a pretty tight fit. I don't know if I should be putting anything along that joint or not. Maybe I should, in case, just in case it over time sort of pops open. And that would kind of spoil things. Yeah, let me think about that for a minute here. Very gently set it down upside down. Okay, I've pried it open again. I'm trying not to scratch the gun barrels. I think if I was to just put a bead of CA medium along here, it won't take very much to keep it shut. Okay, I'm noticing that I'm rubbing the paint off of the photo etch there. I'm probably going to have to try and carefully repaint that. Okay, that's together. Okay, now these little periscopes. Supposed to go something like this. They fit pretty good, actually. I'm thinking possibly just a tiny little bit of CA medium and then just set it on top of the blob of it and just hope that it doesn't run out. I don't think it will blend the dark gray with the light gray. I'll put the macro lens on and see what we can do. Now don't poke at it. Okay, this is the other side. See if we can be lucky again. My hand bumped the gun barrel there and it moved on me. I hope it's still in your field of view. I might just have to hold it down here with my finger. Put a little bit of pressure on that one, but not too much. I think it's seated. Okay, now about the ladders. Now, according to the manual here, it's supposed to go right in the halfway mark between this row of rivets and the front of this part. And it has to be bent. Let's see if we can turn it over here. Okay, whoops, we'll turn it over again. Okay, it has to be bent right there at about, looks like about 45 degrees. Now, I don't think we need to use the photo etch bender or anything. It's just going to fairly easily want to bend. Where's my toothpick again? Okay, if I was to hold it down like this and just lift a little bit, it should naturally bend right there. All right. Now we're just doing a dry run here, right? Okay, something like that. Maybe it could go one more rivet further forward. Sorry to be getting my big old ugly finger in your way there. Something like that. Maybe it should be bent just a little bit more. I wonder if I was to lay this on its side, then I'd be sort of dropping it down. Yeah. Let's see if I can prop this up somehow. Where's my helping hands? Okay. Kind of hard to manipulate it into the right spot, at least what I think is the right spot. Make something like that right there, so that this one rivet or bolt comes through right in between the two rungs and the two rails. Now that looks right to me. Now, how would I glue this? Just a tiny little droplet of CA medium. Right one right there, and one right there, and then maybe repaint afterwards. Or just have to see how bad it looks. Should come my way just a bit. Now the bottom's out. Wonder how it would be if I was to get it more or less in place and then put something heavy on it that would hold it down like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll think of something here. Yeah, something like that might work. Let's give it a try, see if it's too heavy. Maybe it's going to push the whole thing down on me. Well, I didn't want to put the bare metal on there. Maybe it could go like this. That might work better. Let's try that. Yeah. Okay, this is CA thin. I just wanted to sort of wick underneath the ladder there against the side of the turret. I guess I don't have enough. Come on, there we go. I think that'll be alright. I can see it. I've got the magnification hood on and it's quite visible like this, but I think just looking straight on with the naked eye, you're not going to see that. And I also think if I was to try and paint over that, I'd make a mess. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I know that it is sort of shiny, but yeah, I think I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, now just to hurry up the curing, I'm going to blow some moist air on it if I don't knock it off. I think that looks pretty good. It actually turned out better than I thought it was gonna. Now if I can do that 7 more times, we're in business. We are finished. Probably spent another 2-3 hours, I guess, getting the rest of these periscopes and the other 7 ladders on. And I am noticing that right here on the top of the ladder, where it's flat at an angle like that, if the light hits it just right, you can see that the CA glue has made the paint glossy, and you get a bit of a reflection. But like I say, the light has to hit it just right for you to see it, otherwise you don't. Otherwise, as I had suspected, the color of the paint comes right through the transparent CA glue, and it sort of blends right in. I'm quite happy with it. But they are done. There's nothing more to do, and I'll show you why. Step 60 and step 61, they basically dealt with main gun number 1. And we didn't do the photo etch thing because it was too difficult, except for the ring around the bottom and the ladders, of course. And I'm glad I did that, because that sort of really adds to it. And I'm also glad because it was easy to do. Now when we flip the page and we look at 62 and 63, they are basically the same thing all over again, except that main gun number 2 and main gun number 3, they both had these larger gun sights, rangefinder things. And what the difference between number 2 and number 3, as near as I can tell, was the way the photo etch around the top went. Like number 2, it went all the way around, whereas on number 3, it just went partly around, the same way as it did on number 1. A lot of trivia here that's not really important. In other words, we're done because there's no other parts to put on here in step 62 and 63. We got everything. We got the smoke outlet covers, the ladders, we just got everything. I can't see anything else here on 62 or 63. Now we're going to, turn the page to 64. Okay. My goodness. Look at how far we've come here. 64 is basically placing all of these parts that we've made over the last few weeks. The small 105 millimeter guns, the 150 millimeter guns, and of course the big ones that we just made. They all get placed on the deck, and that includes the cranes. Now, the one crane is not finished because I didn't have enough of that easy line. So I got to get a hold of Kerry at Cellar Dweller and ask him how he's making out. He thought he might be able to find that easy line here in Canada for me. And, I know I can get it from Toronto as well. But anyway, it'd be nice if I could get it from somebody local here in Winnipeg and, give the local people the money, right? So I'm going to get a hold of Kerry and find out, how he's coming on that. And as far as the easy line for the rigging that's going to go all over the place, and there's going to be a lot of it, that will be the last thing that I'm going to want to do. Because when I'm putting the railings all the way around the outside here and then on various places on the superstructure, I don't want to have to be reaching through rigging to get to the railing. So like I say, the rigging will be the very last thing I do. I think one thing I could do is I could put the rudder and the propellers on. I don't know why I didn't do that yet. I know originally why I didn't do it. I was afraid I'd break them off in the handling. But what did I think I was going to be doing? Playing with this in the bathtub or something? Yeah. Anyway, now then there's the aircraft. We're not done yet, but we're at the place where we're going to really be able to make it look like something. And we'll be doing this tomorrow. Don't have time today. So by tomorrow evening, it's going to have a very much more a dramatic difference in appearance. It's going to be a lot more impressive. I don't know if I'm going to be using this nameplate. I might not. Just depends. Anyway. Thanks for watching. A lot of talking and not a whole lot of action, right? Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll be dropping all these guns and stuff down on the deck, except for one crane.